Hi everyone, it's Kim from Expressions of the Universe with your weekly wisdom for August the 20th through August 27th. And I really do have a lot to talk about, but I want to get to the cards first. And I think I'll start doing this in a two-part so that if you are only here to see the cards, then that's fine. And I really want to expand on some important conversations because we have a lot going on in this world, and I've been awakened to a message that I really feel that I want to share with all of you. It's interesting because so many people in my community are starting to talk about certain things. I keep seeing these different posts that are the same messages that I'm giving out. It's no coincidence. So stay tuned after the cards. I've got my little bag here. Hopefully it's early enough in the morning that nobody will be disturbing us with lawnmowers and screaming children. And let's see. Oh, I love this. This is amazing because this kind of goes with the message that I want to give out. It's expansiveness. And what this is saying to me is we are in such an amazing time right now because I feel that all of us are expanding our minds. We're becoming more aware. We're waking up. And it's time to share this with everyone. And oh, I can't contain my excitement about this. This is amazing. You'll see after I do the cards. So today I really wanted to use a very happy deck because we have the solar eclipse tomorrow, and that will be amazing. I'm feeling a lot of anxiety in anticipation of this event. And I'm using Wisdom of the Oracle cards from Colette Baron Reid. And the first card that I picked, and this will come in sometime today into tomorrow. It's beautiful. And the card is peace. How about that? And that is what this solar eclipse is all about. It's about blanketing and bathing the earth in peace. And it's our job as people who are awake and aware to shine that peace, be that peace here on planet Earth. So, whatever type of kindness that you can extend to even just one person, to yourself, will begin a chain reaction. And I think that is so important for all of us right now. It's to make better choices, make better decisions, have a different reaction to everything that's going on. Be kinder. You know, let's start these conversations with people that we don't know, maybe people that we're perceiving as the enemy. When you start to have a conversation with a person one-on-one, with no judgment or, you know, no vulgar reaction, you truly listen to how they feel and what they're saying, you can find a middle ground, a commonality, and a place for sharing your story with them as well. So what I have coming in for Tuesday, it's called Unfinished Symphony. And what this is saying to me is a lot of us have a lot of unfinished business. We have some loose ends that we need to tie up. This is all about mending relationships with others as well, and putting closure to some things that really need closure being put to. It's starting to get a little breezy out here. I don't want my cards to fly away. However, what's very interesting, everything is always interesting, is For Wednesday, we have flexibility, and it's in the reverse or protection position. This is going with last Wednesday's card of rigid. So we're still carrying those walls. We're being inflexible in a lot of situations. I think this is the opposite of peace. We need to, at this time, be more flexible in what is going on around us and being open to making those better decisions, making better choices, having better reactions. We need to bend a little bit in order for others to bend. You be the first to be a little bit more flexible. And you'll see that things can be peaceful. So remember last week's card of rigid. You may want to even go back and take a look at that, because this is still carrying that same energy. Great news coming in for Thursday towards the end of the week, and it's leg up. And what this is saying is it's time for you as an individual to let go of some things and get some help for it. Delegating some of your responsibilities so that you can get through your day a little bit easier. That's what this card is saying. It's about interdependence. Excuse me. Interdependence, or I'm not sure that's the word that I was really going for. But this is allowing others to help you. You do not have to take on all of the burdens at work, all of the burdens at home, all of the burdens that are surrounding you. Start delegating. Tell your children, tell your spouse that they need to clean up after themselves. Tell your co-workers that it's time for them to step up and help you out with some tasks. You can do it tactfully by, dividing up a project that you may be working on and giving other people around you a specific task for them to accomplish. This will take a lot of burden off of you. So that's where I am now. So those are the cards for the week. We know astrologically wise that we have the Great American Solar Eclipse tomorrow, and that's August 21st. It will be in 28 and 29 degree Leo, and on Friday, August 25th, I believe it is, Saturn will be going direct. Saturn is our purpose in life, where it falls in your chart, tells you what you need to be doing, what your purpose in this life is. I feel like a lot of creativity, great ideas are going to be coming out with this new moon solar eclipse. And after this eclipse, and come Friday, we're going to be moving forward on our path and purpose. I think a lot of our path and purpose is to bring peace to this earth. Yes, you, all of us, we have to be the peace in order to be seeing it out in the world. Now, here's part 2 of my discussion. So we're at about 8.5 minutes in, and I'm going to move on to a new topic. Some deep conversations with me. I want to know what you want to talk about. I need you to comment on either here the video, on my blog at www.expressionsoftheuniverse.com, or on Expression of the Universe's Facebook page. I want to find out what it is that you all want to talk about. What are you struggling with? Let's work through this together. Now, past lives of mine, I have had huge issues with organized religion and the church, and also the word God. I don't know what it is, what this block is in me, but whenever I would hear this word, it would make me cringe. And I think it goes back to these past lives that I've had, where I had some difficulties with organized religion, and I'm bringing it into this life because I did not grow up in a religious family. We were taught how to be good people and to love one another. And yes, I was threatened that God would punish me, but it wasn't like I did not grow up in a religious family. Now I realize that that's ridiculous, that that was even said in my household. However, it keeps showing up for me. It's almost like the word God is being force-fed to me to open up to that. Now, part of the reason why I chose my business to be called Expressions of the Universe is because I believe that God is the universe. It's a universal energy. It's not a single person, entity type of thing. It's in everything around us, and all of that universal magic, that to me is what God is. But I never say that word. I just say the universe, because it's just so enormous that I can't put it into that single word, if you understand what I mean. However, a friend of mine who is my sensei, he's an amazing person. I share a lot of his work with you on my Facebook page, Christopher Witecki. He started with Soul Garden TV and Namaste Today. He would do a daily video. He's really changed his business a lot. I would watch him just to get a better understanding of astrology and expand my knowledge of astrology, and his business has really taken off. He has a closed group on Facebook called Namaste Today. You can request to join. I think a lot of you might find his information, well, it's a group of, I think, currently almost 7,000 people sharing all of their different things that are going on in their life, sharing positive posts. There are people of all different levels of awakeness and awareness. Some people really, really struggling because they're just starting to wake up. People like myself who have been walking the walk, talking the talk for decades. So I invite all of you to join because it would really help in your personal growth. Now, every Friday he does a Friday live show, and this past Friday he talked about this book. It's from Neil Donald Walsh. It's Neil Donald Walsh's 4th book, Conversations with God. So now, from what I just told you, you know that I have an issue with this word. I have read these books. I only recently picked up this 4th book because what I saw online, it sucked me in. Just the couple of messages, I was like, yes, this is what it's all about right now. And I really want to get into a deep conversation with everybody about the messages that are in here. And actually the first one that really just blew me away and I completely resonated with was, I think, one of the very first questions in chapter 1. Excuse me, I should have marked it. Okay, so they start off by talking about all of the horrible crap, the nightmares that are going on in our world. Number 1, they also talk about if you're awake or not. How do you know if you're awake? Well, if you are realizing that what's going on around you or going on in our world is a nightmare, then you are awake enough to know that what's going on isn't good and that we need to do something to change it. Now, you know, that doesn't mean that you need to go out and save the world. I believe that each of us needs to change and have a different reaction to what's going on. We need to be kinder, not only to ourselves, but if you can be kind to just one person, you will start a chain reaction. And so when I saw this comment, it kind of blew me away. So Neil Donald Walsh wants to know, tell me how I can awaken more quickly. There's not a person on earth who doesn't want to know how to do that. And God answers, the fastest way to awaken more quickly is to be the cause of someone else awakening more quickly. And I was like, oh crap. And that's kind of what I'm doing here. I am not, without even realizing, that's what I have been doing here for the past several years with my blog and these videos, is to provide positive messages to anyone who is viewing this in order for them to get through their struggles and to become more awakened and to be a better person. So that is my mission. It's my mission to wake up as many people as possible. Now it's your mission to take that information and go share it with someone else, so that in hopes that they're going to go ahead and share it with someone else. So these cards and the astrology that I am putting out, the weekly wisdom, it's about perpetuating peace. And I hope you all enjoy that. I think I'm feeling called to do like a Wednesday wisdom, and I think I want to maybe pull each Wednesday one excerpt from this book to discuss, because I am feeling extremely drawn to it. We need to do something about this world. That doesn't mean that we're going to go out and we're going to save hordes of people, but if we just start with ourselves and share it with just one person, we're going to perpetuate it. It's going to be like a ripple effect. I think when Christopher started his Namaste Today group on Facebook, you know, there were like maybe 500 of us that have been watching him and following him for a couple of years. And now, within just a couple of months, it's up to 7,000 people. And I do see all different kinds of posts. There are a lot of people that are struggling. One of the other concepts in this book, or excerpts, talks about sharing your struggles with other people. Now, you know that I am extremely transparent. I don't really hide anything. What you see is what you get. But I haven't told all of you about all of my struggles. You know, 25, 30 years ago, I was going through a really hard time. And I pulled myself up out of this dark night of the soul, and my whole entire life has changed. Now, I told you in previous videos, you know, it started with gratitude. A book that Iyanla Van Zandt had written in 1997 or 98 called In the Meantime pulled me up out of the basement. She talks about our life and where we are in life as like floors in a house. And I didn't want to be in the basement anymore because it felt horrible. And I struggled for a long time. I struggled with money. I struggled with relationships. I just couldn't even, you know, keep a roof over my head and my family's head for, you know, any length of period of time, because I was in this horrible place, and it completely changed my life. So I'll share that with you. And I do have other struggles that I still struggle with every day, and I get through them. Now, if you remember not too long ago about a horrible situation that really brought up a lot of anger in me, about people that I know that had lied to me, well, you know, I extended kindness and forgiveness to them. It took me, you know, like a good week of me going within myself to find out, like, where's this anger coming from, and, you know, overanalyzing everything. However, that doesn't mean that I'm best friends with these people, but I extend that smile and the kindness and a wave of my hand, and it kind of broke the ice, because I don't want to be walking around holding on to this anger. Forgiving people for things that they did doesn't mean that you condone what they did. It doesn't mean that you need to be best friends with them, but you need to try and find forgiveness for what they did. If people knew better, they would do better. And everybody is on different levels of awareness and existence. And I think by me extending a smile and a wave of my hand could have been a huge shift for this person. It's not my job to monitor that, but I psychically feel that it has been. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. I'm going to ponder the Wednesday wisdom thing. I really want to share this information with you. I've only skimmed through the book, but I'm like really kind of blown away. A lot of things make sense to me, and I want to find out what you want to talk about. Let's have some discussions. Maybe I'll do some Facebook Live, and we can, have discussions that way, kind of like my friend, Chris Witecki does. But go ahead and check out his group. It's Namaste Today on Facebook. It may awaken you. It may help you, and I hope it does. I hope to see all of you there. So have a great week, peace and blessings, and I'll be back with more wisdom for all of you, and for me too, very soon. Bye. Do you know that I forgot the crystals again? Because I was so excited about talking about my message. So, with this eclipse coming up, of course, I'm wearing moonstone. Got my moon face shirt on, but this eclipse really makes me think about the sun. So, of course, I have sunstone, and I love this one, and some fire agate. Yes, my nails are a mess. Sorry about that. I'm very self-conscious about that. Definitely some tangerine fire quartz. I've got some raw carnelian here. Everything that has to do with like the sun. Of course, some citrine. And I have mookaite. And this is a different piece of mookaite. And of course, mogul stone. I'm going to use some of that, this mogul stone. I love it. It's like a mirror. So those are the crystals that I'll be using this week. And I'll be pairing these with the cards that I selected.